how to get your content creation time down to 30 to 90 minutes a month. So 30 days worth of content in 30 minutes a month. So I'm going to talk you through the exact system that we use with our clients at Content Only to achieve this outcome. You can set up the system internally in your business or for your brand to get the result. And there's 5 steps to get to this outcome. The first step is research, coming up with the relevant content ideas. Step number 2 is record. This is the only step that you get involved in when the system is developed. So that's getting in front of a camera, hitting record and going through the step 1 content ideas. Number 3 is repurposing. So this is where you outsource to a editor and a content marketer to cut all your shorts, your reels, your written posts, ready for all the different social media platforms. Number 4 is Optimise, which again is covered by your content marketer, where they put in the hashtags, the titles, the posting times, the engagement steps to reach the right audience at the right time. And step number 5 is Monetise, being able to convert clients and putting all that time, energy and effort into the content creation process. So we're going to go through all those 5 steps and break it down in today's episode. So you can take this and effectively get all that time, energy, effort, and brain power that usually goes into content creation, eliminate it, and get the result, which is ultimately what you want to be obsessed with in business. Is how do you become results orientated and not time and task orientated to feel busy? So sit tight. This is the exact patented system that we follow internally when we work with a client at Content Only. So I'm pulling apart the curtains. We also have a step-by-step Google Doc that we mentioned in the last podcast episode that walks through the exact process. So it could be a good way to accompany going through the process. If you want access to that, I'll have it in the description in the show notes, and you can use that to follow along and hand pass that document over to any team members that you get involved to get your content time down to 30 to 90 minutes a month. So let's start with step 1, which is getting the relevant content ideas, research for your target audience and subject matter of expertise. There's many different ways you can go about this. We've spoken about them on earlier episodes, but the fastest way to get some rapid ideas is to go to a search bar on Google or YouTube, take a keyword for your niche, your industry. So I could take content marketing tips, for example, start typing that keyword phrase into the Google search bar. It's going to give me 10 suggestions that people are actively searching for on Google. So there's 10 content ideas right there. Then I could go content marketing strategies. It's going to give me another 10 content ideas. And you just do the same thing with a keyword or any phrase that someone might search for in your niche on Google. Then for video content ideas, you can do it on the YouTube platform and follow the exact same steps. So that's the fastest path, getting the ideas in a matter of seconds using your phone or a desktop. You can outsource that step and get someone to literally create a list of 100, 200 ideas, so you're almost set for the rest of the year. There are more advanced tools if you want to do it by competition and search volume. So the Google Keyword Planner, the exact same process. Go to that free tool, put a keyword in, sort it by the highest volume searches and the lowest competition to get content ideas that you know could perform well in search engines and rank highly. Same thing for YouTube. You go to a tool called vidIQ and take your keyword content marketing tips, type it in to vidIQ, go to the keyword section, matching terms, and you can sort by competition and volume again. Go for highest volume, lowest competition, so you can also have the opportunity to rank highly on a search engine like Google and get a ton of organic evergreen traffic. So there's 3 different ways there to get content ideas for your niche, and you can outsource that step. You can go the fast path, the 10-second solution, which is just the search engine, or you can go to those more advanced processes like the Google Planner or vidIQ to get the extra data, which is the competition and the volume of searches. So once you've got your list, I recommend just having this evergreen list in the notes section of your smartphone, because you can also be walking around day to day, come up with a content idea and just add it to that list on your phone, and it's sitting right there, and you don't have to keep frying your brain to try and come up with new ideas that your market is actively searching for. And if people are looking and searching for these content ideas, you're actually creating content that they want, which is powerful, because if they come across it in their newsfeed, in their searches, they're far more likely to engage and interact with it. Step number 2 is record. This is the step that involves you. If you want to be the star or the face, the brand, the person that builds a relationship and connection with your audience for the business or brand. You could also have a team member, depending on what business you're in, do this part, or many team members. But the idea is to batch this into that 30 to 90 minutes a month. The way I recommend doing it depends a little bit on what your business is, but I'm going to talk about this in the advisory context. So if you have a service that's in the advisory space, coaching, consulting, accounting, financial services, the way that we would recommend that you do this, and the way we would do this with a client, is we would set up a tripod. We would get their smartphone, their smart device, or any form of camera. We would potentially get a Rode wireless Bluetooth microphone for sound quality to put on their lapel. We might get a couple of different t-shirts or outfit changes if that's required for the brand. And we would simply have those would take 10 to 20 of the content ideas that we're going to use for the next 30 days, or you could do a lot more and actually catch 90 days worth of content and just do this once a quarter, depending on how deep you want to go. It'd be a longer session in that case. And we would use each of the content ideas as prompts. And then we would get you or whoever's responsible for the content to share the problem around that content idea and to provide a solution and to talk through that. And we just work our way through the list. We're not worrying about starting, making mistakes, because the editor can cut all that out, and just have the film rolling until you've worked through all those 10 to 20 or however many content ideas are on that list. Then you're done. You just need to get that video file and take it to the next step, which is repurposing. So this is how we've condensed your content creation time down to that 30 to 90 minutes a month. At this point, if you've got the systems and everything in place, you're good. You can go about onto the other high ROI, priority and strategic items to run your business, like serving clients, sales, other parts of marketing, building systems, delegation, managing the team, building culture, all those elements. So to get someone that can repurpose content, you need a quality editor and a tool. If you don't have someone in-house that can edit, of course, content only is available if you want our team to do all these steps for you. But a great place to start, and it's in the system, the Google Doc that you can download, is Upwork. You can just search for editors and you can give them test projects. So it's going to take a little while to put this system together, maybe a month or two, because you need to find the right people that can do this repurposing process. But you can also give them the Google Doc that we've created and they can just follow the steps in that and work from that system. So find an editor, give them a test project, go, here's a file. I want you to cut 10 to 20 sub 60-second videos from this recording or this piece of footage, and you'll be able to see instantly how quickly they turn it around, what the quality of those clips are like, to understand how good they are as an editor. If they're successful and you go, wow, they've nailed it, they've got the 10 to 20 content ideas that I've given, they've cut very polished clips from that footage, the next step that they're going to do is take each of those clips to rev.com. And this is where we use a little bit of AI, and it auto transcribes each of those clips into text. So we've got two outcomes here. We've got the text that can go as captions on the videos, which you need because I think the stat is 92% of videos start playing without sound. You can go verify that online. So without captions, people don't start watching the video, and it needs to be interactive and fast moving with people's 8.25 second attention spans before they move on to something else. So they can then add those captions to your videos to make them appropriate for platforms like Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, and your YouTube Shorts. And if you want to put them onto TikTok and LinkedIn and your blog and so forth, and have people interact and engage with that style of content, which is highly desirable and popular with the different social media platforms at the moment because of that short attention span. Then you can get a content marketer, which is also going to be involved in the repurposing process. Maybe your video editor has that skill set as well, but they're going to take those transcriptions and they're going to just edit them into written posts. So you're going to have 10 to 20 clips for your video content. Then the content marketer is going to create an additional 10 to 20 written posts that are your other content formats that are great for your blog, for LinkedIn. They can also go out across the different social media platforms. Your content marketer will also use a tool like Canva.com and create on-brand visuals. So the right colors, the right visuals. If you've got any text in the images, they can do all that. And I recommend Canva.com is a great platform for that. And then your content marketer has got them ready for step 4, which is where we're going to optimize to get them out across social media into your target audience. So again, a content marketer, you can find them on a platform like Upwork.com and give them a test project where you give them the auto transcriptions, go turn these into posts. This is a step where you might consider using AI, a tool like ChatGPT. It's up to you. Like I said, I feel like at some point AI content and human content is going to get verified. I don't know how that impacts pre-existing content. The great thing is that you know that those auto-transcribed posts are your words, it's your voice, it's your content. So it shouldn't be vanilla, like people that are relying purely on the learning machine of ChatGPT to spit something out. So they could, if you wanted to play around with it, they could take those transcriptions and say, edit these into 12 posts for social media, or get the content marketer to do it themselves and make sure that it's polished and up to standard and ready to go out. So step 4 is where you're going to take those clips, you're going to take those written posts, those visuals, and optimize them to get them in front of your target audience. Your content marketer is going to need access to your different social media accounts. So your meta planner, where they can schedule the content to Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, so they can upload your shorts onto that platform. And then if you've got any other channels like blogs or TikTok, they can also get access to them to put the content out onto there. The first thing they're going to need to do is write an engaging headline for each piece of content. So they would work through that list of content ideas that the posts relate to. And there's a framework that I suggest. It could be X steps to X results without X. It could be X steps to X result in X time frame. These are just different ways that you can create intriguing headlines. So we don't want to do clickbait where we're misleading the audience. So it could be 5 steps to creating 30 days worth of content in 30 minutes. So that's what I'm talking about when we're creating an intriguing headline. We're saying what the content is about and what it's going to help them achieve, but they can't work it out in the headline. So they get curious. Okay, what are the 5 steps? I want to close this loop and understand the process. I need to find out more about that. It could be one useful tip to fat loss without calorie counting or without going to the gym. So if you use that framework to create intriguing headlines, you're able to get people's attention in the newsfeed. Everyone's scrolling and competing for the same attention. If we don't have intriguing headlines and thumbnails, people scroll straight past. And if no one engages with the content, it tells the algorithm people aren't interested and they stop showing it to people and the content doesn't perform very well. So get that headline intriguing so your target audience would scroll, see that and go, I need to consume this piece of content. The next step is 3 to 5 hashtags. We spoke about how that's the optimal number of hashtags to use. So again, you could get your content marketer to go to besthashtags.com, get a list of 30 relevant hashtags for your niche, and take the most relevant 3 or 5 for that piece of content. Remember, the more relevant the hashtags are for the content, the more likely it is to get in front of an audience that'll actually appreciate and want to interact with that content, which will help performance. The next thing is adding in an engagement step. So you might ask a question in the copy, a yes or no answer. So you encourage and promote people to comment and interact on the content, which again will tell the algorithm people are responding to the content, show it to more people. And then the next step is the posting times, making sure that you get it out onto the relevant platforms when your audience is going to be there. The great thing about when your content marketer has access to your meta planner, they will get shown when they go to schedule a post the active time. So they don't even have to work this out. And if you give them the Google Doc that we've created, it shows them step by step how to find those active times. And you can make sure that every single piece of content is going out with an intriguing title, with the right hashtags at active times, and your audience is going to be on the platform. On YouTube, It's a similar process. You can actually go into manage your videos, analytics, audiences, and it'll show you the best time each day to upload a video to YouTube when your audience is on the platform. So we're making sure that if we've put all this time, energy, and effort into creating a great piece of content, that the most of our audience are going to be on the platform at that time, so we can get the most eyeballs and ideally the most engagement, which will boost the performance. So that's step number 4. They schedule it all out in advance. So you got your 30 days worth of content all ready to go across all the different social media platforms, and you haven't had to do any of it. You're just getting the benefit of adding value to your audience by having shown up, recorded, making sure it's authentic, original, on-brand, thought leadership-based content in your space. Step number 5 is monetization. This is where we start extracting leads and potential client opportunities from the content marketing strategy. In the last podcast episode, we spoke about lead magnets. So this is where you might have a free giveaway that solves a major problem in a short time frame for your target client. So our lead magnet, if you listen to the last episode, was essentially what you're listening to now, but in a step-by-step Google Doc where people can follow and set up this system for themselves, go through the 5 steps. So 30 days in 30 minutes content creation system. So you'll develop your version of that, and in your content, you can have a PS section where you say, hey, if you want access to our 30 days in 30 minutes content creation system, just put a 30 in the comments, we'll send it straight over to you. So that way, as your content is circulating, getting out in front of the right audience, people that want access to that free value that solves a big problem, they put that 30 in and you've now got what is a lead. And that's someone that you can now go message them directly on the platform, send them the lead magnet, and you've opened up a channel of communication through Messenger. And if they get value from that lead magnet, if there's a next step in that lead magnet, if they want additional help or support, like booking a Zoom, a one-on-one call, a creative plan, or a consultation, this is where you're going to start getting people putting their hands up to coming on board with your paid solutions. You can go back and ask them how they're going with the system in your lead magnet, with whether that's video, written, or otherwise. I suggest you go back and listen to the last episode to understand how to put this together, or just get our lead magnet and use it as a template to build out your own one. And you can also ask them, hey, do you know anyone else that would also like a copy of this lead magnet that solved this incredibly big problem for them in a short time frame with no financial investment? It's free, and trump your competition because you're seen as the destination for their solutions. The next step you can do once you're getting people commenting, asking for the free lead magnet on your content and generating leads through the process, you can run a retargeting campaign. So this is where you go into the Meta Ads Manager on the Facebook platform, and you can go to a button that says All Tools. And again, I'll put a link to how to show you how to do this on a YouTube video, so you can go watch that. And there's a audiences section, and you can click on custom audiences and go through meta sources and actually and put into that audience anyone that's engaged or interacted with your content on Facebook or Instagram in the last 365 days. You can add to that audience anyone that follows you on Facebook and Instagram, and you can run a campaign on a $2 a day budget, circulating that free lead magnet to that audiences that we spoke about in the last episode. So that way, anyone that's in your warm audience that's been interacting and engaging with all the amazing content, if you've got 30 pieces of content going out every single month, that's going to build a massive audience over time as that starts to compound. And then they're getting another opportunity for free value where they get to see your step-by-step system, your A to B, for free, and get that additional insight into how you can solve their biggest problems. And from there, as I said, potentially progress into a paid solution. So that's the 5 steps. And as I said, it takes a little bit of time to go ahead and set it up. But once it's in place and you've got your editor, got your content marketer, they can do everything else for you, and you just have to show up in front of that smartphone or camera every month, so that 30 to 90 minutes or once a quarter, however often you want to do it, go through each of the content ideas, add value, then you're done. Send the file off, go back to doing the high ROI activities in your business. And then if your content marketer is introducing those monetization steps into the process, you'll start to be able to generate leads and extract client opportunities from the process.